Rachel Bovard, Senior Director of Policy at the Conservative Partnership Institute, joins us to talk about this. Rachel, what's your view of Speaker Pelosi delaying handing off the articles of impeachment to the Senate?
Well, I think it's overtly political, right? I mean, she said this wasn't supposed to be a political process, but now she's withholding these articles until Mitch McConnell does exactly what she wants. You know, it's their funeral if they want to continue to do this. I think Mitch McConnell is more than happy to keep confirming judges and moving on to other business if they don't send over these articles.
So can she just hold them forever? I mean, what would that mean? Or is she going to hand them over, do you think?
You know, I think it's really up to her. The House can hold these articles. It's up to the House to transmit these articles. If they don't, the Senate cannot proceed to the trial. But again, the Senate can proceed to as much other business as it wants. So if they want to keep confirming judges and passing their legislative priorities, they're going to keep doing that.
What would be the win for Speaker Pelosi to do that, to hold the articles?
Well, I think she's worried about the bipartisan acquittal that is likely coming in the Senate. I think it's a poor reflection on the case House Democrats have made, and she's trying to avoid that because she doesn't want House Democrats to look bad going into the 2020 elections.
Democrats, though, say holding these articles in the House means that they have leverage to try to get concessions from Majority Leader Mitch McConnell they want to call witnesses, for example, and other things that they want to see in this trial in the Senate. Is that going to work? Are they going to have leverage with this, holding it?
Based on what Mitch McConnell said today, probably not. Going forward, the Senate Democrats and Republicans have to agree on the ground rules for the trial anyway, so Democrats will have a say. Both parties are going to have to agree.
And that's just a simple majority 51. They can decide to call witnesses, or they can decide just to have a simple up and down vote, have the articles read aloud by the House managers.
That's right. Just like in the Clinton impeachment, Democrats and Republicans in the Senate have to agree on the witnesses they call, on how they're going to go forward, and so that is clearly still being negotiated.
Or no witnesses at all, which
right.
is what it seems like a lot of Republicans want to just get this over with.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about Leader Mitch McConnell saying that he's going to be working with the White House. Is that appropriate, or could that even backfire to be working with the people you're about to hear a trial about?
So this is a big point of misunderstanding. Senators are jurors, but they're not traditional jurors. They are also the court itself. And this became very clear in the Clinton impeachment, where Chief Justice Rehnquist actually ruled on this and said, no, senators are not jurors in the traditional sense. They're the court itself. And by that, I mean, they decide all the rules for the trial, right? They decide what witnesses can be called, how long the trial is going to last, all these things that traditional jurors do not do. And in addition, they can also overturn rulings from the Supreme Court justice with 51 votes.
Oh, really? So if he makes a ruling based on the procedures, the senators can say, oh, no, we're disagreeing.
If they have 51 votes, they can simply overturn. So they are not traditional jurors in any sense of the word.
Makes sense. One thing, though, we had all this division in Washington over this impeachment battle, but one thing that they are agreeing on, Republicans and Democrats, is the spending bill, but you yourself have been opposed. Why is that?
Yeah, lest anyone think that their gridlock reigns in Washington, not when it comes to spending. The House and Senate just passed a $1.4 trillion spending bill, over 2,000 pages, less than 48 hours to read it, chock full of goodies for any number of things without any debate or amendment. And I think for the taxpayers who are footing the bill for this might not agree with that process.
So it's something that comes out Monday, they vote on it a couple days later, and that's it. What kind of goodies are in there from a conservative perspective?
Well, we are raising the smoking age to 21. I don't know if people were aware of that, but that just passed as part of this bill.
So that's news for the 19-year-olds that are smokers out there.
Yes, that's news for them. Some other issues that remain unaddressed are things like the border, flat funding for Department of Homeland Security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, things like that. Not helpful for the border crisis, but a host of other agencies are funded, and we've avoided a government shutdown, which is always useful.
Especially right before Christmas, they say, okay, we've got this government funded and we can go home and celebrate Christmas with our families. Yeah. Rachel Bovard, thank you so much for your time from the Conservative Partnership Institute. Thank you.
Thank you
very much.